Hey guys, YouTube Boy 100 here. Alright, and I figured I would make another retro wrestling review. And with it being December now, with it like being the month that Armageddon took place in, and seeing as I did review like a retro Armageddon pay-per-view last year, I figured that I would do one again this year. And so I decided to review Armageddon 2000. So, um, really, this really was not really that good. I mean, it wasn't a horrible pay per view, but I mean, really, there's just it's still just really not that good. I mean, yeah, the show, of course, it is known for the main event, and yeah, the main event was like really, really good, maybe even great. But the rest of the show overall, I mean, now there's really like nothing else really memorable about the show at all. I mean, there's not really like really any other good matches on the show, and really just like everything else besides the main event is just like pretty forgettable overall. I mean, yeah, Lundrick has said like in the last few months of the WWF in 2000, like they were like kind of starting to go on a decline in the closing months of 2000. And I don't know. I mean, I guess like you can kind of make that argument because I mean, I don't know. I mean, the product overall it just kind of seemed to like take a little bit of a shift overall and kind of just like not seem like as big and edgy as they were like for most of 2000. But I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, they just seem to like kind of like take a little bit of a turn and like kind of be reduced down. I mean, like a No Mercy and Survivor Series were like really good pay-per-views. But yeah, but this one in particular, like you can like kind of see with here, it seemed like the company was like kind of starting to decline. And so yeah, it's just yeah, this really just yeah, this does kind of show like that they were like kind of like shifting in a different direction, and they were just like kind of going downhill. And yeah, this show it just really was not really very good, and just like really nothing that memorable on the show except for the main event. So yeah, yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, I mean, there's just you do have like maybe a couple of other enjoyable matches on the show, but they're really not anything that is really like that memorable either. So I mean, yeah, and plus you did have like some disappointments on the show as well, and just stuff that really didn't turn out very good at all. So yeah, this show it's really like a pretty yeah, it's a pretty forgettable show and nothing really worth checking out except for the main event. So yeah, overall, pretty uh, I don't know if I really want to say it's bad, but yeah, pretty like uh gosh, a fairly skippable show, I should say, but with a really good main event worth checking out. So I guess that's the best way that I can put the show. So yeah, let me just talk about the card. So the show opened up with a six-person intergender elimination match. It was the Hardy Boys and Lita versus the Radicalz, Perry Saturn, Eddie Guerrero, and Dean Malenko. And I guess that this overall, this was like enjoyable. I guess. I mean, not anything that spectacular, but yeah, it was entertaining to watch. I guess. I mean, yeah, you had like the storyline going into it where you had a Lita challenging Dean Malenko for the light heavyweight title, which she lost, which like made her like go on a date with Dean Malenko, and it was like turned out being like a setup in a hotel room where like Lita and the Hardy Boys just like totally laid out Dean Malenko and just basically humiliated him. So yeah, and yeah, so it was basically like the the main thing going into this was just between Dean Malenko and Lita. But yeah, And yeah, like I said, it was a pretty enjoyable matchup. Yeah, kind of went like started off kind of like back and forth, and like after Jeff Hardy ended up blocking a Hurricane Rana attempt by Eddie Guerrero, then like Matt Hardy, Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, and Lita were like then like going at it, and Jeff Hardy then hit a hit a swanton on Eddie Guerrero and eliminated him, and then uh, yeah, it's like the Hardy Boys and Lita were like still like gaining the upper hand on the Radicalz. There was one point where uh, Perry Saturn like ended up uh, hitting a Death Valley driver on Jeff Hardy and eliminated him. And then eventually then Matt Hardy then eventually then like hit a attempted to twist a fate on Perry Saturn, but Perry Saturn ended up countering it into a suplex. But eventually, then Matt Hardy tried it again, and then he then hit the twist of fate on Perry Saturn successfully and eliminated him. And then yeah, Team Malenko was then in a 2-on-1 situation against Matt and Lita. And then Terry, who of course was at ringside with the Radicalz, like came into the ring, and she slapped Matt Hardy in the face. And then yeah, after that, then Lita then just ended up attacking Terry. And then as that was going on, then Dean Malenko then ended up rolling up Matt Hardy for a pin and eliminating Matt Hardy. And so then it was down to Dean Malenko and Lita. And Lita actually did get in like quite the bit of offense in on Dean Malenko when it was down to the two of them. I mean, yeah, you would have probably expected something where it was down to Dean Malenko and Lita, where Dean Malenko would just easily beat Lita down and eliminate her very easily. But yeah, Lita actually did like get in quite a bit of offense on Dean Malenko at first, but then eventually, yeah, Dean Malenko then got the upper hand, and yeah, Dean Malenko then like hit a huge superplex on Lita, and then yeah, he then just then was just like trying to just beat Lita up and just really like prolong the beating, and yeah, he ended up like pulling her up a couple of times, breaking up a couple of pinfall attempts. But then yeah, at the end, then Dean Malenko then got a Texas Cloverleaf in on Lita, and then Lita ended up tapping out. So yeah, Dean Malenko was the survivor of the match. So yeah, the Radicalz ended up getting the win. So uh, yeah, I guess it was an entertaining match. Match I'd say. I mean, nothing that great about it, but it was entertaining to watch at least. So yeah, I would give this match about 3 stars. And then yeah, pretty much after this, everything else on the show up to the main event is just yeah, it's just like really forgettable overall. So yeah, next up, then we had the European title on the line with William Regal defending against Hardcore Holly. And yeah, this was an okay match, I guess. I mean, it was pretty short. It was only about 5 minutes, but it was an all right match for the 5 minutes that it lasted. This did, yeah, it like, yeah, they were like brawling first, like back and forth outside of the ring, and then um, William Regal eventually ended up like getting the upper hand when he like threw Hardcore Holly into the back of the ring post. Um, and at one point, like William Regal like got Hardcore Holly in a bow and arrow, which was interesting to see. Yeah. And yeah, it was kind of just like a back and forth match. Like Hardcore Holly hit like a belly to back suplex on William Regal, and yeah, it just like kind of went back and forth. Yeah, nothing that memorable about it. Yeah, well, no, Hardcore Holly like looked like he was getting the upper hand. Looked like he could have like had the match won. Then Raven then just randomly interfered, and then just DQ'd Hardcore Holly, and then that allowed William Regal to just pin Hardcore Holly and get the win. So yeah, kind of like Yes, just a really random run-in from Raven. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I don't know if there was like something that came of this because yeah, I like really like haven't actually like had much recollection of this time period from the WWF at the time, but yeah, maybe something came out of this. I don't know. I probably will have to go back on the WWE network and just look at like episodes of Raw and SmackDown at this time to see if anything did come of this. But yeah, a decent match, I guess, for the 5 minutes that it lasted. But yeah, just like a random run and just kind of yeah. So yeah, I'd give that match probably 2.5 stars. And after this, then we got Chyna versus Val Venis, and yeah, this really was just like really just like sort of really there. I mean, this really just didn't last very long either. This also was just about 5 minutes, and yeah, really like there was not really anything happened at all in this match. It was just kind of like back and forth between the two of them for the last 5 minutes, and yeah, you had Ivory, Val Venis' corner, of course, like with the right to censor her, and like yeah, Ivory was like kind of getting involved in this match at a couple of points. Like she attacked Chyna at ringside at one point, and then at another point you had a Ivory tripping Chyna, and then Chyna then just like was chasing uh, Ivory around the ring, and then eventually like Ivory lured Chyna back into the ring, and then that just allowed Val Venis to then just hit a fisherman suplex on Chyna and get the pinfall. So yeah, Chyna. Well, yeah, Val Venis ended up winning the match, and afterwards, like Chyna was going to beat up Ivory, but then Val Venis then just attacked Chyna again and gave her a power bomb. So yeah, yeah, really just a nothing match there. I'm really not sure why it was really on the card. So yeah, I would give it probably yeah, I would just give it like 2 stars. Yeah, and then yeah, after this, then like we had like quite a bit of time before we actually got to the next match. Like they were just like showing some like there was like a pretty long interview with the Undertaker. Of course, like throughout this night, like of course, like the main event was the 6-man Hell in a Cell. Hell, and throughout the night, like there were interviews with all 6 combatants of the Hell in a Cell being interviewed about how they felt about the match, and yeah, we had like a pretty long promo with the Undertaker about the Hell in a Cell. Undertaker was just talking about his what he's done in the Hell in a Cell. And then after that, then we got like a long promo from Vince McMahon inside of the ring. And like he was just talking about like him divorcing Linda because on previous SmackDown he told Linda that he wanted a divorce, and he was just talking a little bit about that. And then like of course like leading into the show, like Vince McMahon was like trying to get all 6 of the combatants in the Hell in a Cell to back out of it. And then yeah, Vince was just like talking about that. And he just said that whatever happens in the Hell in a Cell is on Mick Foley's these hands because yeah, Mick Foley, who of course was the commissioner at the time, he was the one who made the match. So yeah, Vince was just saying that Mick Foley would be wholly responsible if anything happens to any of the 6 combatants in the Hell in a Cell. So yeah, and then we finally then got the next match, which was a Chris Jericho versus Kane in a last man standing match. And really, this just really was not that good. I mean, yeah, I watched Lindrick's review of the show, and he said he originally didn't like this match before, but then then when he made the review for it, he said that now he was wrong about it, and it was a very good match and by far the best match of the feud. No, no, it was not. You were right before Lindrick. Like, this was not a good match, and this was not the best match of the feud by far or at all. Okay. I mean, their Survivor Series match was better than this. Okay, that at least had an entertaining factor to it. This just this just really was not very entertaining. And yeah, this it's just yeah, this just really was not a very good last man standing match. So yeah, you were right before Lendrick. So yeah, you just I mean, I really don't want to start a war with Lendrick, but yeah, I'm just gonna say he was right before because yeah, this just really was not this just really wasn't that good. I mean, yeah, I mean, it had like some like back and forth action, but I there just really wasn't anything in it that really did get me invested into it. Like when the match started, like they were fighting in the back, just like there was like some weapon use, them just like throwing some weapons at each other and stuff. But yeah, it just really didn't get me invested into it, and I just really do not remember much about this match. It just was kind of like just back and forth between the two, but it just really was not very interesting. Saying yeah, like I said, I mean, their Survivor Series match was better than this. I mean, I did enjoy that one, at least. I mean, yeah, that at least did like have like, like some enjoyment to it, but this did not. Yeah, I mean, it just was like I really just really cannot talk very good about this match because yeah, I just really don't remember a whole lot from this match. Yeah, I mean, yeah, neither one of them really were able to like really gain a huge momentum advantage, and it was just like a yeah, like they got like their yeah they did like use like a lot of their signature maneuvers in this match, but really I just really couldn't get invested in this match. I just really didn't enjoy it. And yeah, then they just eventually like were like fighting up to the entranceway, and then they were then fighting in the tech area, and eventually then Chris Jericho then just knocked a piece of this a set, which was like this huge stack of barrels on top of Kane, and then yeah, of course like that pin came down, and yeah, then yeah, Kane couldn't answer the 10 count, so yeah, Chris Jericho ended up getting the win. But really, this just really was not a very good match. Match. I mean, there just really was nothing about it that really got any investment from me, and I just really don't see like what there are like people that say this was a really good match. Like, what was good about it? I mean, the action just it really like wasn't very enjoyable, and it just there really wasn't anything to it. So yeah, just I'm really not seeing the praise some people give this match because it just really was not a very good match at all. So yeah, I would only give it probably like 2.5 stars. Then after this, then we got a fatal four way match for the tag team championship. It was Bull Buchanan and the Goodfather from Right to Censor defending against Etching Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Road Dogg and K-Kwik, aka R Truth. And yeah, this was another okay match. Match yeah, really like there was nothing too memorable about it once again, but yeah, you had like all 8 guys just like getting involved into the match. And we're just basically like, yeah, everybody just like tagging in and out, doing their stuff, and then yeah, I should just yeah, you had like the Dudley boys getting the upper hand at times, like they were like delivering the 3D to several guys, and they got the table involved in the match action, and yeah, they like hit the what's up a couple of times in the match as well. So, and really, this match is like, yeah, it's really like the yeah, I can't really say that it's most known for because yeah, there's really like nothing memorable about it. But yeah, the Dudley boys are really the ones that really like did most of the work in this match. Yeah, and it was just kind of like all guys tagging in, doing their stuff, and yeah. And then at the end, after after like there was something where uh, Devon then like ended up being DDT'd by somebody, then eventually then a Christian then eventually like hit Bubba Ray Dudley with the Unprettier, and then that allowed Edge to pin Bubba Ray Dudley, and Edge and Christian won, and Edge and Christian became tag team champions. So yeah, it was an okay match, I guess. Yeah, I would give it probably like 2 3/4. Yeah, and then next up after that, then we have like the probably like the most disappointing thing of the night. Next up, we had the Intercontinental title on the line. It was Billy Gunn defending against Chris Benoit. Yeah, does anybody even remember when Billy Gunn was the Intercontinental Champion? Of course you don't, because yeah, he was like completely forgettable as the Intercontinental Champion, and yeah, I just really cannot stand when people say like at this time the Intercontinental title actually meant something, because it did not. I mean, you couldn't even keep track of who was the Intercontinental Champion at this time. It changed hands so much, and a lot of people that did hold the Intercontinental title during this time were just absolutely forgettable, and you don't even remember that they were the Intercontinental Champion, Billy Gunn being one of them. And Billy Gunn, he's probably like one of the worst Intercontinental Champions of all time. And this match has got to be probably Chris Benoit's worst WWE match of all time. I mean, seriously, this was just absolutely, uh, yeah, this was just like really, really boring, and it was just so freaking mediocre. I mean, just what even happened in this match? I don't even remember anything from it. I mean, yeah. I don't even remember like anything from this match. I can't even talk about it at all. That's how forgettable it was. Yeah, and then just yeah, Chris Benoit like won the won the match after he like made Billy Gunn tap out to the crossface. So yeah, Chris Benoit became the Intercontinental Champion. So yeah, a totally mediocre match. I give it like 2 stars. I mean, yeah, I don't even remember anything from this match. So yeah, totally forgettable. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. And then next up, then we had the triple threat match for the women's championship. It was Ivory defending against Trish Stratus and Molly Holly. And oh my gosh, this was freaking horrible. This only lasted like 2 minutes. I didn't think it was Molly Holly was that bad. I thought she actually did pretty good in this. I thought like she did some pretty good moves here, but Trish Stratus and Molly Holly just yeah they were awful in this match. Of course, like I hate Ivory. I cannot stand her at all. And yeah, this was really before Trish Stratus really like was a full like in ring competitor. So yeah, she really like didn't have any any of her wrestling ability at this time that she would get later on. And yeah, this was awful. Awful. Like Trish and Molly were like trying to double team Molly in this match, and yeah, Molly was able to fight them back. And then at one point, when Molly Holly looked like she was gonna be able to defeat Trish, then Ivory then just came in and threw Molly out of the ring and then pinned Trish. So yeah, Ivory got the win. So yeah, and then yeah, afterward, then we got the post match segment with Test and Albert, who of course were with Trish Stratus at the time, TNA. Were like coming out and looked like they were gonna attack Molly, but then Crash Holly then came out and saved Molly before they could actually attack her. And yeah, Crash then just lured TNA into the ring, and then yeah, we had the return of the APA. Of course, like this was during that time where like the APA was taken out for a little while by Tess and Albert, and here they made their return, and then yeah, they attack Tess and Albert, and yeah, APA gets their big fight and their big stand over Tess and Albert. So yeah, but yeah, this match was just absolutely awful, dud. So yeah, as you can see, like this whole yeah, some pretty much from this up to this point, like, just there really wasn't anything really very good on the show at all. But then, after all that, then we get the main event. The six-man Hell in a Cell for the WWF Championship. Kurt Angle defending against Stone Cold, The Rock, The Undertaker, Triple H, and Rikishi. And oh my gosh, this was so freaking good. Maybe even great. I mean, yeah, I just really just loved this match. I mean, yeah, I have talked about this before. I like ranked this like in the top 5 back when I ranked the Hell in a Cell matches. Yeah, this just really was like so entertaining to watch. I mean, you had like all 6 guys getting in offense and throughout the entire match. All 6 guys did look good in here. Yeah, you did. You had like, of course, the 5 biggest stars of the company at the time in the match, along with Rikishi. So yeah. If they actually did have like another big main event star in the match in place of Rikishi, this probably could have like been even better, and people would probably look at this match even more and just say and think of it when they think of like really famous Hell in a Cell matches and even famous matches in general. If you had like 6 big main event stars in the match, that would have been great. But yeah, you did have Rikishi in there, and with him in it, it was still really good to great. I mean, yeah, you had all 6 guys were just fighting with each other. Like throughout the match, like just everybody was battling with everybody. And in this match, yeah, I just like at one point in this match, like there were like somebody hit a finisher, went for a pin, and somebody else broke it up and then gave their finisher, and then somebody else broke it up, gave their finisher. Yeah, it's just like a pattern of finisher, pin, break up, another finisher. Yeah, like at one point, Kurt Angle hit an angle slam on The Rock, but Stone Cold broke it up, and then I went for a pin on Kurt Angle, but then The Undertaker then broke up the count, and then Undertaker hit a choke slam on Stone Cold. And then, yeah, Undertaker then tried to pin Stone Cold, but Triple H broke it up. But yeah, Triple H didn't actually go for a pedigree. And Triple H just like got thrown into this cell so many times in this match. Like a Stone Cold was just like rubbing Triple H's head against the cell like a cheese grater. And at one point, Undertaker then just threw Triple H head first right into the cell. So yeah, Triple H just took a lot of abuse of the cell in this match. And yeah, Triple H, of course, eventually ended up bleeding after being thrown in the cell so much. Yeah, and it was just like everybody just was battling it out in the cell. And then eventually, you had Vince McMahon coming out with a Pat Patterson and Joe Briscoe on a truck. And of course, like since Vince didn't want this match to take place, Vince like tried to actually tear down the cell. Like he hooked up a chain to the cell door and totally ripped the door off the cell. And as he was gonna try to and then just rip the rest of the cell down, Mick Foley then came out and stopped Vince from stopping the match and taking the cell down. And had Vince just being taken out of the arena by security. Yeah. And then with the door off the cell, then like that, and like allowed the action to just spill outside the cell, and everybody then was just fighting outside the cell, and it spilled towards the entranceway. And yeah, everybody was just like fighting in the entranceway, just throwing each other into the set pieces. Like there were like a bunch of cars in the entranceway as part of the staging. And yeah, they were fighting around those. At one point, Triple H threw Stone Cold headfirst right through one of the glass windows of the truck. And then, yeah, that busted Stone Cold open. And Kurt Angle ended up getting thrown headfirst through the glass windows of one of the cars in the entranceway. Or the staging. Yeah. At one point, The Rock tried to hit a rock bottom on Triple H on top of one of the cars, but Triple H ended up countering it and pedigreed The Rock on top of one of the cars. And then yeah, that ended up busting the Rock open. And yeah, at one point then also Stone Cold ended up just nailing Triple H with a camera. There was just like so much action going on in this match. Yeah. And then eventually, The Undertaker ended up getting busted open after Kurt Angle nailed The Undertaker with a chair right in the head. And then it eventually then like spread to the top of the cell with uh, Triple H and Stone Cold all fighting each other on top of the cell. And then eventually Kurt Angle and Undertaker went to the top of it as well. And then Kurt Angle ended up getting busted open after Kurt Angle like got thrown into the piece of the piece like holding the cell at the top. So yeah, Kurt Angle ended up getting busted open, and Kurt Angle was like bleeding pretty bad, like all throughout his head. Kurt Angle was bleeding from. Yeah, and then eventually, then Rikishi climbed to the top as like a Triple H, Stone Cold, and eventually Kurt Angle ended up like climbing down from the cell. And yeah, Rikishi was like battling it out with the Undertaker on top of the cell as like the rest of the like The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, and Kurt Angle all eventually like ended up like spilling back into the ring inside of the cell. And then yeah, Undertaker and Rikishi just like went at it on top of the cell, and then eventually Undertaker gained the upper hand on Rikishi. And Rikishi was teetering towards the edge of the cell, and then it had the awesome moment where Undertaker then like grabbed Rikishi by his throat and shoved him right back off the cage into the back of the truck. So yeah, that was just such an awesome moment, and yeah, you can even see like after Undertaker did it, you have like a yeah, you saw like Stone Cold and The Rock look really stunned as well after Undertaker did it. Now there's some people that say that it was a choke slam Undertaker did to Rikishi on off of the cell, but no, it wasn't a choke slam because when the Undertaker did, like he didn't actually like lift Rikishi up and throw him down into the truck. Like Undertaker just like shoved Rikishi down while holding onto his throat. So yeah, it wasn't a chokeslam. He just shoved him off. So yeah. And after that, Rikishi was pretty much just dead. Like Rikishi was just like didn't move at all and did not get back into the match at all after that. And neither did the Undertaker. Like after Undertaker threw Rikishi out the cell, Undertaker was then just like lying out cold on top of the cell. So yeah, it was basically just between Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, and Kurt Angle. Well, at this point, and then yeah, well, the four of them went at it. The Rock was gonna hit the people's elbow on Stone Cold, but Triple H clotheslined The Rock before he could execute it. Yeah. Yeah. And then The Rock then like was able to punch Triple H out of the ring, and then The Rock then rock bottom Kurt Angle, and it looked like The Rock was going to win right there, but Stone Cold broke up the count, and Stone Cold eventually hit The Rock with a Stone Cold Stunner. But yeah, before Stone Cold could get the pin, Triple H broke up the count, and yeah, Stone Cold tried to stun Triple H as well, but Triple H countered it into a neck breaker. Or was it Stone Cold who hit the neck breaker? Yeah, there was a neck breaker between Stone Cold and Triple H, yeah. And then, yeah, as they went at it and hit the neck breaker, that allowed Kurt Angle then to just, like, crawl on and get his hand on top of The Rock. And, yeah, Kurt Angle then got the pin. So, yeah, Kurt Angle ended up winning and retained his title. But, yeah, right afterwards, then, Stone Cold then hit one more stunner on Kurt Angle, and then the pay-per-view went off. So, yeah, a pretty good to great Hell in a Cell. I mean, yeah, a ton of memorable moments in the match, and some, yeah, and all six guys did get enough offense in the match, and of course, like that moment where like Undertaker throwing Rikishi off the top of the cell, awesome moment right there, and yeah, of course, like there were like so much memorable moments in this match as well. I'm not really sure why this was the only six-man Hell in a Cell the WWE ever did, because yeah, in like some WWE video games, when you like play Hell in a Cell matches, you can actually select like a six-man Hell in a Cell to play, and they even call it Armageddon Hell in a Cell. So yeah, WWE really did think. I guess they thought really fondly of this if they actually put this type of Hell in a Cell in their video games. So yeah, I'm not really sure why they had this be their only one, but yeah, regardless, it still was like a really, really good to great Hell in a Cell, and I really did enjoy it. So I would give it probably 4.25. So yeah, so definitely like the big highlight of the night, and definitely just like the redeeming quality of the show. So yeah, overall with the show, I would give it probably, I don't know. I guess I would give probably somewhere like a 5 out of 10. Yeah, because yeah, I mean the Hell in a Cell really is awesome, but yeah, like I said, everything else just is really, really forgettable and not memorable at all. So yeah, if you're curious, I would just say watch the Hell in a Cell, but don't watch anything else. So yeah, the Hell in a Cell really is just the only thing on the show that's worth tracking down. I can't really recommend anything else. So yeah, that's my take on it. So yeah, I guess that's all. That's the best way I can talk about it. Just great main event, but yeah, a very, very forgettable rest of the show. So yeah, so that's my take on it. So yeah, all right. So yeah, this is from my review of Armageddon 2000. So I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say about the show. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.